Hello, and welcome back to Special Ed, IEPs, 504, oh my, Conversations with DCSEAC. Today's episode is a very special one, and we are really, truly excited to share it with you. For the first time, we are featuring student voices on our podcast. This podcast has always been about connecting parents to information and resources and understanding within Douglas County School District. In the past, you've heard from district staff members, DCSEAC board members, but today you'll hear directly from the students themselves. So, what makes this even more meaningful is that this idea came from the students. Several students told us that they wanted to be featured. They wanted parents to hear from them, and they wanted to share their experiences. We are so honored and grateful for their willingness to speak up and be part of this conversation. We also want to send a huge thank you out to our students who are actual listeners of our podcast. This is the dream come true. And we hope that listening about all the thought and love and work that goes into special education lets these students know how much we love them and the incredible addition they are to our school communities. Our goal today is simple: to celebrate student voices, to highlight their strengths, and give parents a glimpse into their daily school experiences. All right, everyone, we're really excited. Today, we are here with Maria, who is a member of our Bridge program. We're actually meeting at Legacy. We pulled her out of her shift at the Legacy Cafe. We will link that in our show notes. If you haven't been to the Legacy Cafe, please come. It's amazing. Bridge programming is for our students who are 18 to 21 who have special needs and are served by an IEP. It's a really wonderful program. Hi, Maria.
Hello.
I'm going to start with something fun.
Okay.
Maria, we couldn't do this record yesterday. Why not?
Yeah, I was at the Capitol for a protest for Medicaid. Yeah, so when I was supporting Medicaid through protesting, and a lot of them, Medicaid is being cut.
That's right.
All over the United States. People won't get any services if they get cut, like healthcare, doctors, hospitals, and also therapy stuff like PT and OT and speech and home supports as well.
Oh, you're so knowledgeable, and you're 100% right. It's been scary. There have been major cuts, and these are things that children and adults rely on to survive. I love your political activism, and it's not just once. You've been politically active for a really long time, which is exciting to see someone so engaged in helping support your own community.
Yep.
I mean,
tomorrow I'll be going to caucus to support United States Senator.
Yay! Look at that. And you're a voter now, right?
Yes, I am.
I love that. My oldest just turned 18, so the next election will be her very first election, which I'm excited.
That's very cool.
I'm excited for that.
That's nice.
I'm going to jump over and ask a little bit about Bridge programming for our parents who don't know what it is. This is your second and last year. What have you liked about Bridge? What is it? What are some of the cool things that you've done?
One thing I like about Bridge is going on the job sites. Like last year, I've been going to volunteer job sites at the hair salon, task force, and Parker Library.
What? That's awesome.
Yes. I also went to the child care.
I love that so much of Bridge is about that. It's about getting out of a classroom and getting out into the community. And I know there's a real job training focus as well.
Yep. And then this year I'm doing an internship job at the Legacy Cafe.
Yay! How is that? Do you like it?
Liking it so far.
What kind of things do you do at the Legacy Cafe?
I do cashier stuff, greeting and giving them orders. I also done smoothie in Florida and also ticket calling.
Nice, yum.
Yes.
I might just have to buy a smoothie if you guys have smoothies.
Yeah, we do.
It's a whole big kitchen back there too. I feel like it's a pretty legit setup with a whole coffee, cappuccino machine.
Yes.
What days are you guys open? Because it's not always traditional hours, so people might need to be careful about when they show up.
They'll be open Monday through Thursday from 7:30 to 1:30. For the students in the Bridge program would be coming and starting at 8:30 because it starts at 8, and then we have to clock in and clock out, and we can go get ready for work.
Amazing.
Like one half of the group goes to morning shift and the other half goes in the afternoon shift. But the 7:30 to 8:30, it was just like 2 job coach / EAs just working at the cafe.
That's wonderful. So job coaches and EAs, are those adults that are help supporting your learning?
Yes.
That's a great segue, because I was going to ask you, Miss Maria, as someone who's about to graduate out of your time in public school, I'm sure there's been tons of amazing adults that have helped you access your education. Do you have any memories or specific things that you remember where someone was really able to help you access what you needed or help you get to the education that you needed?
When I first came to DCSD because I was from Bulgaria.
Nice.
I was born from Bulgaria, and then I did went to Stone Mountain School is my elementary.
I'm sure that was a crazy transition, though, to come from a different country and come to a state and a whole new system.
Yes.
I'm sure that was overwhelming.
I think I started in 4th grade.
Wow. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. And now I'm graduating from DCSD.
Look at you. You did it.
Yes.
You did it. When you came from Bulgaria, did you speak any English, or were you also trying to learn English while you were here?
I was learning English when I get here.
Wow, Maria, that's intense.
And it takes me a long time to learn English.
It would take me forever to learn how to speak any other language.
Yes.
Wow, that's really impressive. And it must have been intimidating and overwhelming a little bit.
Right.
Did the school help you and support you not only learning your education, but also learning a whole new language?
Yes.
Oh, good.
In middle school, I did take ESL.
Okay, and ESL is English as a second language, so it's
Yeah.
instruction that's meant to help support people who are learning a language, correct?
Yep.
Do you think it was helpful?
Yes, but sometimes long learner.
Yeah, it
Yes.
takes a while. Yeah, it's hard to have compassion for yourself, but you were like, hey, I'm a girl from a completely different country. I'm coming to a new family. I'm learning a new language, and I'm learning to negotiate my physical disability. You were doing a lot. Sort of, kind of superstar status, I would think. All right, just one last question, because I don't want to keep you away from your shift for too long. As a veteran now of IEPs and special education, do you have anything you would tell parents who have a kiddo who has an IEP? Any advice that, from the student perspective, that you would share with parents?
If student who has IEP or special education systems, parents should be patient. Yes, patience is important because you never know how brain is working.
I love that.
Yes, and how long, yeah.
The parent or the external person can't see how hard that individual is working. I love that. That's wonderful.
And go attend parent-teacher conference and IEPs if you want more like support of their learning and stuff.
And what about as you were older, did you get to be part of that IEP process?
Yes, I started in high school to be part of my own IEP meetings.
If the child has the cognitive ability, they're the best person to have in that room talking about how they learn and how they want to be supported. You are the best expert on you. Just because I asked you all the questions today, if there was anything you wanted to ask me, if you had any questions, and it could be about anything.
How long have you been doing for podcasting?
That's a great question. We just started this podcast this school year. October was our very first one. And since then, I think we're at 23 or 24. We're really proud of ourselves because we feel like it's all really important information that every parent could use and would be useful. That was a great question. Awesome. If you have any more you can ask.
Have you been in a DCSEAC for longer than?
I have been. I joined the board, I think the end of 2019, so in that school year, and then the whole world went crazy. All of a sudden we had COVID. I've been on the board for a really long time, but it's really been awesome. It's made me feel really good. Just sort of like you going out and advocating and protesting and standing up for your rights. It gives you that feeling that you did something. And me being able to be on DCSEAC and help other parents, just like parents helped me, makes me feel like I'm doing something. So it feels good. All right. I think we did it. We did a whole podcast. Thank you so much for being with me, Miss Maria.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, everyone. I am very excited that we have another student with us. His name is Carson.
Hello.
Yay! Thank you, Carson, for being here. Carson is in elementary school, and he is served by our mild mod program. So we're excited to hear a different perspective. When we speak with Chloe and Matthew, they talk about the SSN classroom and how they come into their general education classes, but most of their time is spent in their SSN room. But Carson, most of your time is spent in your general education classroom, right?
Right.
That's awesome. When you do get services to help support you, how does that happen? Does that happen by having an EA in your classroom, or do you leave your classroom for that?
So after recess, I leave to go with my healthcare worker. So I use this check-in sheet to do it, and it's sent to the counselors.
Oh, that's awesome. Is it a check-in for your emotions?
Yes, and how I'm feeling for the day. And so we do that first, then we do activities. I like to go outside and play football.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's like a little break and a check-in and to make sure you're feeling good.
Yeah, I used to be at 2, but now I'm at 1. Back then, it would be 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon.
Okay, so now you just do it once a day.
Yeah, in the middle of the day.
Oh, that's super smart. So, Carson, can you tell me about someone, a teacher or an aide at your school who you feel like really helps you get through your day?
Catherine Gray, of course.
Yes, your check-in person. That's amazing.
And you want to know something cool about her? So basically her husband, Mr. Gray is what she calls him, and he's the mayor of Castle Rock.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Look at that. So they're both in public service.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I love that you have that special person and relationship to help you feel like you have an anchor at school all the time.
Yeah. It's something really cool that I like.
Oh. What is something that helps you when you feel like your schoolwork is getting really hard?
So I can't use this at all, even though I listen to appropriate stuff. I use this tool, music.
Oh, I love that. But you can't use that at school?
No, they said I can't.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, I was allowed to in 4th grade, but now I'm in 5th grade. I can't really.
Can you do it when you're with Mrs. Gray? Are you guys able to listen to music to calm down?
Yeah, we are, but I just choose not to. I prefer to do it when I'm working on stuff. Keeps me focused.
I love that. Well, you never know. Sometimes there's an accommodation that you can make. We could look into it where you can have earbuds at specific times when
Yeah, I do all the time.
Oh, do they let you play music through them or no?
No, I just use them for like this
Block.
for iReady.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. If it really does help you and as you keep moving through school, because my daughter has that accommodation. She's the same as you, where she really gets antsy if she doesn't have music playing in her ears, especially if it's quiet and everybody's working.
Yeah.
And she has really serious ADHD.
Same.
Yeah, that's like my daughter. And she has to have music playing, and we got an accommodation for her that she could wear her earbuds and play music as long as the teacher was like, all right, this is the time where you're silently working. And it really does help. Moving forward, we can look at that, especially as like you keep going on through school and classes are crazy.
It also helps me when I'm at the park practicing my football or with my friends. Shout out to Brady Williams.
Awesome.
He's the nicest friend. So is Basil from my school and my old friend Rafael. He's Puerto Rican
Yeah.
and he moved away,
Oh, bummer.
which was really sad for me because me and him had a really great connection, and it still makes me very sad to say.
Friendships are so special and they can be so hard to build. So when you find that special person,
It's gonna be hard, like, especially when you're so young in
Yeah.
elementary school. Who knows, you could move to the same middle school as them.
Yeah.
But high school, but college makes it all different.
That's true. College splits us all up in weird ways.
But it makes it really hard to find each other in life again.
It really does. I like that you bring up friendships because it's the way to make it work, right? Like without friendships, it's just so hard.
Yeah.
And they can be hard to build. I think that when you have some type of neurodivergence, like ADHD or autism, or sometimes if you feel like, oh, I'm different, it can make it hard to find friends. But also, I think when you find that friend, you become like true, real friends.
Especially new people. Also, my friend Basil, who
Yeah.
I just told you about, I just said he was my friend. So he basically is always here with me on my ups and downs, my highs and lows. Like when I'm really sad, he's always there for me to make me feel better. Or me also, when he's very sad about something, I help him too.
Oh, I love that.
And so that's when I stepped in and I was like, hey Basil, you want to play football with me instead? We could practice field goal kicking at the kickball field on the fence. Every day at school, I practice kicking,
That's awesome.
and we used the fence as the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then every time we would hit the top bar, we would move the tee back. We're so close to grass. It's like the length
Wow.
of a real kickball field.
What I love about this is you're bringing up the importance of recess or free time.
Yeah.
That's where you're able to not only decompress from school, but that's where those relationships and friendships are built.
And also let the energy out.
Oh, 100%. You gotta move, right?
Yeah, and so when it comes to work time, you can do it, and then your pressure builds all up again, and then you can let it all out at recess, second recess.
And for our families, once we go to middle school and high school where there isn't recess, I think it becomes even more important when we talk about those breaks, like how you have
Yeah.
with Mrs. Gray, where you're like, if we don't have recess, I gotta have time to like take a breather. Even I think for our parents out there, hey, don't be afraid to write that into their IEP to say, I'm gonna need a break when we leave that elementary school environment.
Yeah.
So I have one last question for you.
Okay.
If you could tell a grown-up one thing about how you think kids learn best, what do you think you would say?
If I would ever to become a person like a helper like Miss Gray, I would say music is the best thing, unless if they're using it well, and at certain times it would help too, like you said.
I love that. Music is such a powerful tool, and it's not bad. For a lot of people, that's how they regulate.
I would also say everyone should maybe have breaks if they want to, not forcing. But if they are a little tired of work, maybe they could take a break to do something like a quick break to play a little games or do a little activity like four corners or silent ball or, anything.
Find a way to build breaks.
Like in the classroom community.
And then everyone will perform better. Like the break is not lost learning. It's actually getting everyone's brain ready to learn again.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since I asked you a lot of questions, if you had a question you wanted to ask me, and you don't need to have one, but if there was something you were curious about or wanted to ask, you can ask me anything you'd like.
I was wondering if I could have like music in class. Like the district could talk to my school.
I think that the answer is yes. I would say I'll talk with your mom.
Yeah.
But whether or not that's allowed to be written into an IEP, my answer is yes. There is a way to say this is really what supports my kid's learning and it would help him focus better. As long as you can show that that accommodation would help you focus better, and then I am sure you would be, but you just be responsible with it. You could really have it established with your teacher. Here are the times when I will have music. Here's the time when I won't. If they ask me respectfully that, hey, this is time for no more music right now, you say, okay. But I think that it absolutely is something, and I love that you identified the thing that helps you learn better, and I think that that sounds like a beautiful accommodation. So yes, I think we can work on getting that done. What a beautiful question.
And that's when responsibility comes in handy for the kids, because
Very much so.
it's their choice to either use it good way by listening to appropriate stuff or listen to the teachers like the times where they can and cannot.
Exactly, that they can learn how to responsibly use that.
But if they don't, then that's 100% way to get a ticket to no.
And that's a great life lesson, right? We're
Yeah.
like, here's how it works, gotta follow the rules.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Carson, you gave me some of your time on a Sunday. I so appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in. I know that you wanted to share your social media. You can go ahead and do that because I checked with your mom, so he's allowed to share.
So, hello guys. So I'm a pretty popular YouTuber with over 50 something subscribers, almost 60. My YouTube channel name is Keep B Oza. So Keep and then B and then OZA all together. And that's my channel. I mostly make like funny stuff, trending stuff, or Roblox videos.
I love that. All right, sir. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and we're excited to add you to our podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Carson.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Today, we are thrilled to be talking with two amazing middle school students, Matthew and Chloe. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, Leah. Thank you so much for letting us come on here, and hello to everyone. Thanks for joining us for today.
Expert podcaster. I love it. And hi, Chloe.
Hello, Leah.
Oh, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. We are really, truly so excited to have you and can't wait to get this episode out. We thought today we wanted to hear from you guys, from your voices. And so I have just a few questions that I'm going to ask. There are no right or wrong answers. You can answer as much or as little or not at all. I'm going to start with Chloe. Let me ask you, Miss Chloe, what is something that you like about your school day?
Like consumer and family, because we get to cook.
Yes.
We're cooking today.
You get to go to consumer families class. I loved that class too when I went to school. Let me ask you, Matthew, what's something that you like about your school day?
Okay, so something I like about Sagewood, my favorite thing about Sagewood is the staff. Especially, we have an SSN teacher who is amazing here at Sagewood, which is Lloyd Ingemeyer. And Miss Aaliyah, you talked to Miss Ingemeyer too.
I did, and she is truly amazing.
She's amazing. If you are asking me personally, like, are you in her room every single day? No, we are going to gen ed, like, for example, like choir. We get to go to gen ed and get that experience, if that makes sense, you know.
How do you get to go out and visit those classes? Do you go by yourself or does someone come with you?
So let me explain this to parents. For us, we do have an EA. We also have peer partners, and I don't know if you're asking me, like, what's a peer partner? We have peer partners from gen ed. They come to our classroom and, like, say, like, hi, welcome, like, how's your day? All that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Most of the classes, we don't have a peer partner for that class, but some we do, but some we don't.
Let me ask you, Chloe, do you get to work with peer partners as well?
Yeah, I have one of my peer partners is Leah and Mason.
And what does your peer partner do with you?
That's a good question.
They
So-
help us. For example, Parker, she helps me with the design. She helps me sketch into the computer when we're having to do stuff for our stations. So, for example, let's say Matthew has a robot building station.
Wow.
Then his peer partner helps him. Last year, I didn't have one. But this year I do because I don't have PE anymore.
That's awesome. So when you go to your class, you get to have help and assistance from a peer, so you don't necessarily always have to have help from an adult.
Normally, we will have teachers everywhere, but not everywhere. Not every time. For us as students, we have, in a classroom, we have a teacher. We have an assistant who's with us. So that assistant helps us with every task. For example, like, say we go to PE and we're, like, doing the peso. We can say, hey, Miss Blah or Mr. Blah, can you help me with this task?
So that sort of segues nicely into my next question. How does your SSN classroom help you do your best learning?
I like having Matthew here because, like, the days that are hard, like, he knows that I know he's here for me, and I'm here for him, even when he's not here. I'm not here. Hey, Matthew, what's 2 plus 2?
That's 4.
See, like, you need to know the specifics. But my
Yes.
real wannabe major is vet, because I love pets.
I love that you want to work in veterinary, and it's cool to know that there are opportunities here and in high school that can help train you and get you ready for a career in veterinary services, which is awesome.
I want to give a big shout out to teachers across districts. Thank you for giving our education and making our minds even better and getting our knowledge with learning our careers. If that is something you want to do and go into a career, that's called a career pathway. Something where you choose a career. I don't know what you did, Miss Aaliyah, but what did you do exactly?
I was a theater major, and I actually went on and taught theater at the high school level for 7 years.
But then you quit.
I did. I eventually had to quit because I had 3 children with special needs. So that's what I had to switch over to doing.
And for my career, my major is teaching. I always wanted to be a teacher. And what basically that means is we have students with special needs, with delays. Miss Aaliyah, can you get parents what those delays or
Sure.
disabilities are?
Yeah, and there's lots of different disabilities.
Yeah.
Some of the different learning disabilities we have are dyslexia, dysgraphia. We can have intellectual disability. Autism is a big one.
Yes.
ADHD is a big one.
Aaliyah, can you give a big definitions? How can I have my child be served by special education or services around their community?
That's a great question. I could talk for hours and hours about it. I'll give 2 quick answers. If you want your child to be served by special education within the school district, the very first thing you should do is contact your school and say that you would like a special education evaluation.
Advocating, right?
Yeah, advocating. That will trigger your team to go and do an evaluation to see if your child qualifies for special education services through the school district. The second, when you ask for community supports, my number 1 recommendation would be to reach out to Developmental Pathways.
Can you explain what Developmental Pathways, because I know my mom worked with
Yes.
Development Pathways. They also sponsor your Shining Stars at DCSEAC.
They do.
too.
They are the main supporter of DCSEAC. That's a great question, Matthew. Developmental Pathways is the local connection. What it's called is a CCB, or a Community Center Board.
What is that?
All that means is that there is a state program called Medicaid, and that's a program that provides money to serve people with disabilities. And the way to access that money and those services and things we call waivers, you can't do it directly yourself. So instead of calling Medicaid, you call Developmental Pathways, and they're
That's
the
the
one
best way to
Exactly.
have your Medicaid.
to access your Medicaid
Yes.
benefits.
Also, you want also the affected needs support groups.
I do.
Can you give me an example of what you do effectively in our district?
Goodness, Matthew, it's like I planted these questions. They're perfect. So thank you, Matthew, for asking. That's brilliant. Yes, so Effective Needs is our other center. So we have SSN as our center-based classroom. Effective Needs is for our students who have social emotional disorders, so big behaviors, trouble regulating those emotions. We run a support group where we get to talk to the parents, and it's absolutely fabulous. So my last question, tell me about the friendships that you're able to build through your SSN classroom. And I know, Chloe, you already spoke to this a little bit, but how meaningful is it for you to be able to have friendships in this SSN classroom?
Just like me.
So Sophia, what I like to do with her is we play tag out at recess, and Sophia, she will tag me back right when I'm trying to run that way. I met Matthew at multisports,
If you don't know what that is, I'll explain it more.
or Miss Lee, I can link it.
Oh, you guys are experts. I love this. I will link the multi-sport link. It's through the local rec center, and it's adaptive sports. So I will link that in, and that is where Chloe and Matthew and me, I met you guys.
My mom in the coffee shop.
Yeah, I met Chloe's mom through elementary school. But okay, we interrupted. So tell us a little bit about the friendships that you've built in SSN.
The friendships I built with Sophia, from having some classes with her, the class I really love being with is drama. Definitely drama, because like drama, you get to dress up, you get a costumes, prop, makeup. I like most of consumer families, and the reason why I really love consumer families is I could be with Matthew.
Matthew, tell me a little bit about the friendships that you've been able to build in SSN, what that's meant to you.
Okay, going back to Chloe said, friendships are great and I love them, and just building connections, meeting like at shops or sports or stuff like that. But I know you for like years now, so
Yes.
it's so crazy that now I'm still friends with you.
We like to talk about it on our podcast here. We call it our forever friends or our forever peers.
Yes, wasn't it that in the center of Facebook?
Yes, it was.
If you guys want to go watch that, I will recommend that to watch.
Matthew's the perfect hype man. So thank you. There's something really special about our SSN peers because we're going to be forever peers. We grow through this program together. You don't have to be alone. You have people who are like us and can understand what we're going through. And I think it's the same for all of us parents too, huh? You notice how I'm friends with your moms because we're walking the same path. And so we get to support each
crazy.
other, which is
Yes.
awesome, right?
I want to also give a big shout out to Aaliyah and her team.
You guys are sweet.
We love you. And Aaliyah, thank you so much for letting us come on. But I also would love to introduce what Chloe said previously, multisports. If you don't know what that is, Aaliyah, can you please link this in our show notes?
I
too?
absolutely will. Check out the adaptive programs at rec centers if you want another great place to meet families, meet peers that are going through the
Yes.
same thing. Those adaptive programs are a really wonderful place to make connections.
Yes.
But what I would recommend, if you're already in middle school, don't kick your kid because they're already going to be missing it. So, like, just try to do it right when they're in elementary.
So start sooner rather than
Yes.
later.
Early, like
Really
really early,
early.
but not when they're in preschool.
Before we finish, you can ask me questions. You don't have to ask anything, but if there's anything you'd like to ask, what would you like to ask me?
If you could get my mom on here, what do you think you would get my mom to say? Like, is it hard, like, to have two brothers and me only, or is it hard to have to make dinner most of the time, part-time? Like, what would you ask?
That's a very sweet question. What would I ask your mom? I would probably want to hear her story. I'd want to hear how she entered the world of special education because all of us parents have the same experience of realizing, hey, my kiddo's learning a little bit differently. And we all have this process of trying to find help. And where did we find it? Where did we find community? I know that your mom is fantastic about building community with other parents. So I would probably ask her about that and say, how did you find that? And how does the community of other parents help you? Because your mom is fantastic and super interesting. So I would love to have her on the podcast.
You said tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I don't know if she's available tomorrow, but I'd love to talk with her. That would be super fun. So now, Matthew, if you had anything to ask me, what would you ask me?
Okay, so can you give our listeners what is DCSEAC and how do you guys serve us as students in our district?
That's a great question, and I'll try and be brief. We're what's called the Special Education Advisory Committee. So we are
Community?
we're a committee. We're a group of parents. All of us have kids who are served by special needs programming here in the district. Our goal is to get information out to parents. We also get to talk with the leadership in our district. So if we have concerns or problems or questions, we get to meet with them about how they deliver special education to you guys. And we can say, hey, we've noticed XXX, and they'll listen to us and always work to try and make special education better.
A home time mom, or like, or do you have to go to a business? Did you like make a business for that company?
That's a great question. All the parents on the board, some have jobs where they work outside of the home, some have jobs where they work inside the home. DCSEAC, we don't get paid for. It's free.
What?
It's a volunteer.
So wait, so you don't get paid to be an advisory committee to our district?
No, there is no payment involved. So we all do this because we love it, because we care, because we want to advocate for our kids. We don't have a physical building that we go to.
Physical building? Like, you guys, where do you guys meet as an advisory committee?
Probably like parks or like home.
Good ideas. We rent space from our local libraries, which is another great service. They allow you to reserve space. All of our board meetings are at the public library in a meeting room, and all of our meetings with the district, we're lucky that they allow us to use a room at the Legacy campus. And so that's where we meet.
Do you guys have socials? Like, do you guys like DCSEAC, like social media?
We do have social media. We will link it to this episode, but we have a Facebook page, a TikTok page, an Instagram page.
You guys are everywhere.
And a YouTube channel. So please follow our socials, follow our podcast. It helps us get information out to parents. What a wonderful experience it is to hear directly from our students. We are incredibly grateful to each of them for sharing their voices today. Their confidence, honesty, and pride reminds us why this work matters so much. When students ask to be part of the conversation, it tells us something important. It tells us that they want to be seen, valued, and heard. To our parent community, we hope that this episode brought you smiles, encouragement, and a meaningful glimpse into the student experience in our schools. If today's episode meant something to you, we would love for you to follow the podcast so that you never miss an episode. And please consider sharing this with another parent. The more we share information and lift up voices together, the stronger our community becomes. Let's walk this path together. It's way more fun with friends. Thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting our students, and thank you for being part of Special Ed IEP 504 Oh My Conversations with DCSEAC. We'll see you next time.
Bye. I love this podcast. I want these mics so badly. I want these so bad.
All right, let's end this recording. Thank you, guys.